Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast. Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Dr. Ben Goertzel. Dr. Ben Goertzel is the CEO of the decentralized AI network SingularityNET, a blockchain-based AI platform company, and the chief science advisor of Hanson Robotics, where for several years he led the team developing the AI software for the Sophia robot. Dr. Goertzel also serves as chairman of the Artificial General Intelligence Society, the OpenCog Foundation, the Decentralized AI Alliance, and the futurist nonprofit Humanity Plus. Dr. Goertzel is one of the world's foremost experts in artificial general intelligence, a subfield of AI oriented toward creating thinking machines with general cognitive capability at the human level and beyond. He has decades of expertise applying AI to practical problems in the area ranging from natural language processing and data mining to robotics, video gaming, national security, and bioinformatics. Dr. Goertzel has published 20 scientific books and 140 plus scientific research papers and is the leading architect and designer of the OpenCog system and associated design for human-level general intelligence. Well, good afternoon, Ben. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Ben, it's absolutely my pleasure to have you on the show. Looking at your career and what you're doing in the artificial intelligence space really inspires me and many others. We're going to jump into the questions here. Ben, you've got quite the career in emerging tech, being a CTO, chief scientist, and now you're the CEO of SingularityNET. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
I've been inspired through my life mostly by just trying to understand the universe as much as possible, and including the physical world, the social world, my own mind, the mathematical world, everything. But often the best way to build understanding is to get involved and do stuff and engage in some learning by doing. And as I've gotten a bit older, I'm over 50, I'm a grandfather now, and also about to be a father for the 5th time. So, I'm more and more inspired by just thinking what I can do to help people and other sentient beings, but then it's hard to help effectively when you can't understand. So really the goals of understanding and helping synergize together in all sorts of different ways. And of course, there's a lot of ways to understand and to help, right? So I've obviously have a bit of a technical bent as well as a sort of philosophical bent. So I've been driven towards sort of what are the most powerful and amazing technologies and how can I use them to have the biggest positive effect on the world, which has often pushed me in the direction of the most powerful AI systems I can get my hands on or create. Because if you have, a technology that can think for itself and can create new technologies, that's more leverage than things that need more manual work on the human part.
Absolutely right on that. I appreciate you sharing, Ben. And Ben, as you know, this is timely. Everybody globally has had to make major shifts to adapt to this new normal in the pandemic. Could you share with us what you're doing to help your organization stay relevant in this economy?
Well, we haven't really had any issues with staying relevant. In fact, the pandemic has, in most ways been good for SingularityNET and OpenCog and my various AI pursuits. SingularityNet being a project aimed at using blockchain and decentralized technologies to create a democratic decentralized platform for AI, both for driving research toward artificial general intelligence and toward applying AI in various vertical markets. We're all about being decentralized, right? So our team is all over the place with people in many different countries and using online communication tools. Our community and our users are all over the place. Shifting to work from home, it was a thing. We had people in offices around the world, but by and large, we operate on the interwebs anyway, right? So internally and operationally, there's not really many hiccups due to COVID. In terms of the need for AI in various sectors, obviously that's gone up rather than down with the impact COVID has had on the economy, because while people rely on face-to-face interaction to do their jobs, AIs never did, right? So, I think this has been good for us overall. We've also been using our technologies to try to help with the COVID situation in as much as we can. So we've been working on, agent-based modeling of COVID spread and on, machine learning for helping with clinical trials of combinations of COVID antivirals and some things like that. So, it's, of course, it's of great concern as a human being in terms of the impact on people around the world. as far as our progress toward smarter and smarter decentralized AGI systems, not a hitch. We've been moving, if anything, faster.
Amazing. I appreciate your contributions in your space towards really kind of stemming that tide of this pandemic. So thank you. And Ben, you're obviously leveraging some emerging technologies within your tech stack. Anything specific you can share with our audience?
So we're developing our own new technologies at a rapid pace, but yeah, we've been drawing on a lot of different new technologies in a lot of different areas, including some obvious and some less obvious ones, right? So in the AI space, as well as our own AI tools like SingularityNET and OpenCog, we've been doing a lot with transformer neural networks lately. I mean, not so much GPT-3, which got a lot of headlines, but a lot of other transformer net models descending from BERT and the other original ones. So that's been big, and there's been a lot of work we've done in sort of configuring multi-GPU servers for optimally executing transformers. I mean, in general, the whole growth of containerization and automatic configuration management has been huge for us, because on the back end, I mean, SingularityNET, it's a blockchain-based AI platform. Basically, it's a way of automatically orchestrating a huge number of Docker containers that are running on all different machines all over the place. So a lot of this basic cloud computing technology as Kubernetes and so forth has been very valuable for us, although we're trying to take it to the next level by making it run decentralized, leveraged by blockchain. And then on the blockchain side, we launched SingularityNet on Ethereum blockchain. We've now been working with Cardano toward porting a lot of the network toward the Cardano blockchain. We've been working with the NEM blockchain on some fintech-oriented stuff. So the emergence of new blockchains with lower cost and greater scalability is going to be quite valuable to our growth next year. So we're launching a spin-off of SingularityNet called Singularity DAO, which is a decentralized finance project, right? So aimed at sort of bringing more sufficient quantitative finance methodologies to the space of lower liquidity altcoins, like cryptocurrencies reflecting various startup technology projects. So for a DeFi, decentralized finance thing, you just need really fast, cheap, scalable blockchains. And so it's great. There's these alternatives to Ethereum that are popping up now, and that's so much more mature than it was like 6 months ago, right? Like that's an incredibly fast-moving space.
Amazing. I appreciate the share on that, especially kind of diversifying into those various platforms around the blockchain, that might be more specific to a particular industry. So thanks for sharing. Our audience would appreciate that. And Ben, lastly, what our audience would like to know is a little bit about Ben Goertzel, right? Can you share something from your career experience that would be helpful for those looking to grow their career in technology or even entrepreneurship?
Regarding technology, I think the exponential growth that we're experiencing and will continue to be experiencing with a greater and greater pace is important for everyone to keep in mind. And it has as one implication that things are moving much faster from the sort of research or prototype stage into massive deployment, right? So I remember in 93, I started programming in the Haskell language, which was very obscure. And so now we have Cardano blockchain is written in Haskell, and functional programming is used in a bunch of hedge funds. It's become mainstream. So now I've been playing with other sort of academic languages like Idris and Agda, and all of a sudden, Idris is playing a role in some work we're doing with SingularityNet on the Cardano platform. In that little niche of academic functional programming languages, the lag from being on the research side to being in commercial deployment is just much less than it used to be. And I think that's the case across the board, right? In biology, how long ago was it that CRISPR was just in the research lab, and now you have CRISPR therapies being approved for various diseases, right? So it's no longer enough to learn the latest technologies. You have to learn the technologies that are about to pop up from the research world and transfer into the world of deployment, which is interesting and is really fun for me, because that's one of the things I enjoy most, is that transition from blue sky research into the practical world. In the AI space, what I would encourage people to keep in mind is, we're seeing now a sort of narrow AI revolution where AI is, playing a role in one after another vertical market. I think we're at the early stages of the next AI revolution, which I think of as the AGI revolution, where AIs are they're gonna generalize better and better, take on more and more autonomy, deal better with smaller and messier training data sets rather than just areas where you have insane amounts of homogeneous training data. So I think to the extent that you can figure out not only how to train machine learning models in your domain of interest, but how can, incremental steps toward AI with more general intelligence help in your domain of interest, then you're going to be ahead of the curve, right? And that's a specific example of looking at technologies that are about to become big, because once something's already become big, you're already about to be left behind, right? It's quite different way of thinking in an era of such rapid growth, and that's required adaptation for all of us who start our careers in a slower growth regime, but it's fun and exciting. The last thing I would say is, while we are in a regime of insanely rapid growth where things are being revolutionized every few months, it's still extremely important to take time out of your schedule to put that rapid growth aside and just think very deeply and independently and reflect hard on things which are maybe longer term. Like, you got to shut all the messaging platforms off and, read deeply, take a walk, think about something that nobody else is thinking about and that might not yet be manifested in reality for a few years. That sort of deep human thinking is still where the big innovations come from. Then they're released into the exponentially accelerating mess, and they rapidly zoom toward deployment.
Thanks for sharing, Ben. I appreciate that. I think a lot of people can get a lot from your experience and your contributions to this particular space in AI. So thank you. And Ben, it was a pleasure having you on today. I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
All right. It's been good fun. Thanks.
Bye for now.